And we are live. So welcome, tenacious queens. I am so glad that you all are here. Those that's also watching the recording right now, I am thankful that you're allowing me to be part of your journey. Today, we're going to start this launch of the 5-day sale experience. And specifically in these 5 days, we'll be talking about the 5 pillars on how you can become the master marketer, learning the art of selling, because selling, I'm sorry, it is needed in a business, okay? You got to be confident. You got to be able to show up all the time. You got to be able to get past handling objections and frustrations and the mindset games that we all have in our head when it comes to this. And this 5-day experience will help you overcome it. All right, so let me pull up my PowerPoint slide here for you and get started. Can everyone see the screen? I just want to make sure it's clear. All right, so good. It should be able to be seen. All right, and we're going to get started with this here. Let me start from the beginning. So today we're going to be talking about the 5 pillars. All right, starting with the 5 pillars. One of the pillars today will be connection. And this is all for you to catapult your impact, your bank account, and your freedom. Now, here are the 5 pillars that I want us to be discussing in these next 5 days. I'll be giving you a sneak peek of these items. There is so much more to these 5 pillars. It's just impossible to go over all this stuff in just a 5-day period. But this still will give you the foundation that you need to get moving, to expose yourself a little bit more, to be more confident about your product or about the people that you're serving. And these 5 pillars here are connection, rhythm, pace, synchronization, and chemistry. And today we are going to be talking about connection. And as you can look down at the bottom, you see how mindset is the foundation to the pillars. That's what I've been having all you ladies working on here for the last probably week now. For those that saw when I first posted the pre-work, the mindset is everything when it comes to sales. You cannot sell anything. I don't care if it was a $1 lipstick versus a $10,000 service package. If you don't have the right mindset, it has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do on how you think about yourself and think about your services. So always keep that in mind when you are offering to your clients and to your customers. And the reason why the mindset is quite important is because it is the caliber of how we think. It actually opens up to have a clearer mindset. So as you look on this slide here, you know, in the first one, you know, it's really what we live in a day and age is our minds are full, right? Full of a lot of stuff, full of our kids' agendas, full of work schedules, full of our doubts, full of our fears, our frustrations, okay? So it's important to know that this here is the foundation to getting you started here in anything in your life. And what I want to do is help you get more mindful. Mindful is tapping into yourself a little bit more, tapping into who you are. That's why I had you start with the whole royalty language, because if you don't have the precipice of understanding that you are a queen and that anything and everything in this world can be available to you, then you won't see the value in who you are, and therefore it won't exude the confidence that you need to show to your ideal client or customer. And as you get more connected to yourself, you'll become more mindful about the thoughts that you're having so that you can be truly aware of the subconscious things that's luring in your head that's making you feel like, you know what? Wow, I don't feel adequate. I don't feel like I can do this. I don't feel like I can step up and step out of my comfort zone. That's that subconscious thinking pattern. I was actually inboxing one of the ladies in the group one yesterday, and she was telling me that she was really scared to post because she felt like when she saw everybody else's vision board that they were like, you know, just extravagant. She felt like everybody was about 5 to 10 steps ahead of her, and she felt really behind, not just from the mechanisms of the assignments, but the mechanisms of looking at somebody's vision board and feeling like she didn't dream big enough. Okay, that means her mind was full. It was full of fear, was full of doubt, full of frustrations with herself, condemnation, guilt, okay, hurt, pain, etc. And so I helped her, coach her through really identifying her inner confidence. And she actually started posting, and she actually started a lot of other people to post too. So just know that sometimes it's our own ish in our head that's blocking us from our destined gifts and our destined abundance, and it's all these pieces that we know that we should be a part of, or at least interacting with. So I want you to become more mindful, and that is one unique piece that I have that a lot of salespeople don't have, is being in tune with yourself from almost like a spiritual standpoint. Okay, where you are just one with yourself, because the thing is, the more connected that you are to self, the more connected you will be to your ideal client or customer. All right. So you have to ensure that you really know the thoughts that you're having in your head. Those thoughts that creep up in the middle of the night when nobody hears or sees you. Those thoughts when you're about to put that offer out there for a product or a service, and you start like pulling back because you're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't think nobody's gonna buy it. I don't think anyone's going to hear me. Those are those subconscious doubts and fears that I want you to be aware of. And then once you become aware of them, then you're able to do something about them. But the only way you can become aware of them is being hyper aware of your thoughts, pausing, being more mindful, understanding yourself like no other person in this whole world. And it takes you to get quiet with yourself at times. This is part of the sales process, I promise you. It may sound woo-woo, but it's powerful. And it's something that you have to really take heed of and see the significance of it, so that you truly connect with your client and sell out all your programs. And every time you put an offer out there, everybody's grabbing it after. They're like, yes, I want that. That's awesome. Oh my God. You were hearing the words in my head. Or, I hear that a lot. It's like when I post something or throw something out there, they're like, it's like, were you in my back pocket? You know why? Because I'm so connected with myself and I'm so connected to them. All right. So it's a powerful, powerful agent that I want you all to start getting abreast of as well. So this is the part where I wanted the volunteers, like I gave you the heads up of, okay? So who is willing to volunteer? I'm going to walk you through a process, all right? And remember, this is free laser coaching, all right? So take advantage of this. Hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars are spent on coaching like this, all right? So who is volunteering? If you can unmute yourself and say something to me here.
Hi, it's Delana DeGrassa. I know you can't see me, but something's going on with my webcam, so.
Oh, no, that's okay. So you said Alana, right?
Yes.
Hey,
yes.
Alana. Thank you for volunteering.
Thank you.
So tell the group, can you tell the group what you do? What is it you do? What is your mission? What is your focus here in your business?
So in my business, my focus is to help individuals and organizations reach their personal and professional goals. And that is done with digital products. That's also done with me going and giving speaking engagements at universities and colleges. So that's pretty much what I've been doing for the past 2 years.
Okay. Good. So digital products. So how do you offer these avenues or these services to people?
So for the most part this year, I've been focusing on the actual speaking engagements. And so that's a whole process of me really meeting with administrators and kind of seeing where the gaps are in terms of students feeling like they can accomplish their degrees or move forward. So I do that by a series of ways. And then after that, I usually will sell some of my books and additional workshops and things like that.
Okay. Nice. And so who is typically your ideal target audience? Who are you typically serving? What type of people?
So typically I really have two focuses, and really it's usually groups of women. So women from different backgrounds that are in a state of transition. They really want to do more in their lives, but they just feel like, they don't have enough time, or they might be single parents, or they might be just transitioning in their life. So the age range would be somewhere between 27 all the way up to, early 60s.
Okay. So let's start with some of these questions right here. What are your attractive features of your product right now? If you gave me about 5 of them minimum, what would the first words come out of your mouth or thoughts that you have about what stands out the most for your business and your brand?
Authenticity. I don't know if that's what you, that would be one, because I try to really relate with my own story. The second one, giving tangible goals, or giving practical skills that individuals can have to see those goals become a reality. But I'm also really good at kind of talking about or pinpointing the negative self-talk that people have. And then lastly, I really try to create these what I call moments. Where you either are shedding some tears, hugging somebody, or feeling like, you just want more. That's I think that's it in a nutshell. So I
love your moments, and definitely you crafting your story. That is so important. So ladies, definitely take notes of that, because your story is everything. Okay, everything. People relate to it. So why would someone want to buy your product or your service?
They would want to buy my product because a lot of times when women or individuals go to conferences or church or wherever they go to get their inspiration, they're often left having motivation but not having the actual tools to get where they want to go. So they get pumped up, but then they feel lost after, like a week later. And my products kind of are self-help in the premise, so they kind of allow individuals to really find for themselves what they need to do to get to where they really want to go.
Okay. So self-help tools, getting them where they go, kind of like elevating them, taking them to the next level.
Exactly. Taking them to the next level. Exactly.
So what is that next level though? So what is that's honing on them here that's driving them to want that product then?
So the next level is basically going beyond. The next level is what I call wiping the slate clean, which is when I kind of let them know, okay, here's my story. This is what you've been through. And you probably feel like you have failed, but now let's wipe the slate clean. And in that process, I kind of talk about this idea of having unique fingerprints. So you have unique abilities to do more than you probably would even imagine. And it's in that discovery that they're able to kind of find themselves. Okay. But I'm also at a place where I'm also kind of frozen, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm building this huge following. But where am I taking them?
And that's what I'm sensing right now too, to be honest with you. That's what I was going to get to you. I was going to help you drill a little deeper, because I do love what your mission is all about. And I really love that you are setting a foundation for, being authentic and these moments and the practical goals. But I don't still hear what is that direct path that you are leading your clients to. If these women are in the middle of transition, if these women are in the middle of transforming their lives, what are they trying to transform to specifically? Like, what is this thing that's eating up at them? Because people only buy something that's eating up to them. You all are on this call today because you really, really want freedom in your life. You are so sick and tired of going into circles with your bank account. You're sick of not living up to the mark. You want this legacy that you're building, and you want to either quit your job or you want to just, up level your business that you're already full-time. That's like yearning, like that's like burning, right? Like that's every day my women are thinking about this. They go to sleep thinking about it and they wake up thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So what is it your woman specifically? Is it like, does she want a better relationship with herself to elevate?
Right. So it's kind of, for me, when I think about it, it's all three elements of mind, body, soul, right? So women who are in transition, or they're grown, or they have their own children and they're growing, they usually are at a place where they feel like, age is going to stop them from reaching their best, or they gain some weight, so now they don't feel beautiful, or they've always had a dream and a passion, but they've never, been confident enough to strive at it. What I kind of envision is kind of like this, before and after in each person's life, which can be different because everyone has different, goals. But for me, it's like, if I knew that you were going through my 40-day process And at the end of it, you could look back and say, oh my gosh, I lost 10 pounds, or I took the steps to go to the gym, or,
Yeah.
I'm back in school now, or I'm looking at a new job. Then I know that that I've influenced you. But there's still some clarity that I probably need to have. There's still something I need to build. And that funnel, I don't know yet.
No, and I think you just started tapping on it right there. Is that whole being in that transition. So this, what I'm hearing, I envision as you were talking to me just now, that you're talking to a woman that maybe got a divorce, or her kids now is in college, and she's like empty nest, probably divorced, or just kind of lost with her career. And she's like, man, I just want a life of vitality and energy. Why not start taking care of myself now so that I can really live the life that I can? Because all these other years I've been investing in work, or my kids, or my spouse.
Right, because there was a woman that actually called me. I didn't really know how to answer her, because she said, I saw your information. I've got all my boxes packed in my house right now. I'm being evicted. My husband just left me.
Wow.
My kids are grown. And she said, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know who I am. I've never held down a job. Like, and she was like, what can you do? And it was awkward, because I wasn't, you're so busy trying to create your content and do your thing.
Yeah.
I was not thinking at that time, okay, what is that path that I can tell her right there? But I knew she wanted something. And I'm always getting those emails, but I always feel like I'm missing that extra link, because either A, I feel like you don't have the funds to, I don't mean to say it like that, but either A, you can't afford to work with me, or B, maybe I can't help you because you have so many issues. I don't know if I can. So that's really kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I hear you. And I think the biggest path that you want to take a woman down is really finding her inner purpose, her inner vitality. And if you can sell that, because people want pure inner joy and happiness, like that is really important, to like authentic happiness, as you were saying. And then finding your story, and thinking about in terms too, that you're probably, mentally a few steps behind, like your ideal client is a few steps before of you, right. Not necessarily divorce or all these other mechanisms specifically, but who knows? I don't know your actual story either though, but finding out where was your transformation, where did it all take place for you? And then that's who you are trying to attract right there. You get what I'm saying?
That's awesome. Yeah. Because I don't know if you want me to keep talking, so I'll pause. But
no, you're good. I'm still talking to you, and I'll mute you when I can go to somebody else. But this is going to help somebody on this call today, or whoever's listening. I promise. I know it is, because we do get caught up in the whole direction of where we should go, especially coaches. If you don't have a product and you're just doing a service, life coaching is a very, very, very vague and confusing path, okay? And so most of the time, if you look at your own story, if you look at what ignited you to make your transformation and your path and your journey, I promise you'll find your ideal client in there somewhere in those weeds. After you start going backwards and saying, wait a minute, I did overcome this. Or wait a minute, I did overcome that. And wow, this is where this is where I found myself, because only a coach truly coach people when they come out of something. Okay? Like a real coach, an authentic coach, and that's what you are. I know you've been through some stuff, because you would never even wanted to go down this path if you haven't.
That's true.
Right? So this is where you have to go backwards, just a small smidgen. And it doesn't have to be really far back. It could be a few steps back, like I said. But that's where your person is at, Alana. That is who she is. And that's who you need to every day embody her. Think about who you were and think about what did you really need at that time. And that's how you're going to truly attract her.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for volunteering.
You're welcome.
So ladies, when you're looking at your unique selling proposition, that's what I walked Alana through. Okay. I just walked her through finding out, getting really clear about her features. Your features of your product or your service is the thing that the precipice, the what sticks out the most about your opportunity, your offer. You have to always have that at the front of your mind. Every time you post, every time you get on a Facebook Live or tweet something, you have to understand that this is what your person is looking for. They're looking for those features that you have, those benefits of your product or services. You know, you got to give them what they want, then you give them what they need. Okay? So that's really important. You know, if I would have came out on the leg and saying, guys, sign up for my 5-day challenge so that I can help you do a whole bunch of pre-work that's going to take you about an hour, 2 hours, so I can help you dig really deep so you can understand your niche, that would never sold you, right? You know, I had to come at the angle of, hey, do you want to learn how to sell? Miss Marketer, you person that's online, that's struggling. I know you want help with this. Let me help you. So I gave you what you wanted. So now I'm giving you what you need. It's all this work that you was like, what the hell? You know, some of you were probably like, some of y'all, you know, looked at it and it was like, I don't want to do all that. And that's okay. But that's not the people I'm speaking to right now. I'm speaking to people like you that's on this line or listening to this call right now that really want to go to the next level in their biz. And it started off with me presenting the want to you. That's how you have your unique selling proposition. And then you'll find out why should they buy it from you. That's when you think about how are you different from others out there? How are you different? Scope out there, look at the competition, and not in the way where it makes you feel inferior, okay? I don't want you going out there looking at competition so that you can be very like, oh God, I'm not doing my sales process like so-and-so, and look at her. She's just making all the money and I'm not. I want you to go out there and look at this person or people and just analyze them from a market research mindset. And you got to know when to stop watching them or looking at them or whatever they're doing until you know, if you start feeling some type of, ill feelings or getting frustrated and such. And most of the time I would say, find one person you just really trust, find one person and just learn and soak up all their knowledge. Because if you go out there and you're searching out 3, 4, 5 people, then you're going to get yourself very confused and very, just kind of discombobulated and not being authentic to your client anymore, because now you're taking in all their energy and their processes and you're just getting yourself quite confused. Okay. So another piece around this USP is, what is the pressing problem that you're trying to solve? What is that? So if I can get another volunteer, we're going to go through the other half of the USP. If someone else is willing to volunteer for me.
I will volunteer.
Raise your hand.
Yes, I'm raising my hand.
Woo, woo, woo. Go ahead, Jacqueline. All right, jump on in and introduce yourself to the ladies. Let them know what are you doing or aspiring to do in your business.
Okay, ladies, I am an independent creative partner with Initials Inc. And this is one of our products. I don't know if you all can see it because my camera is acting. My camera is, let me see. It is actually a lunch bag.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And with this lunch bag, I know the personalization is free. Everything that we do is free.
Mm-hmm.
You see how the writing is on the bag? It's actually free. Every letter that you put on the bag is free. You can get 3 letters. You can get up to 2 lines for free. And then we do the mega monogramming. And you can also do that. It's an upcharge for that. But the bag is insulated and it's for, I think what got me down from selling and got me off is the person that recruited me. When she put me in, she was like, I was the only person in the area, and I went to this person, this person, this person. And when we did the pre-work about the pun, when I first started, she would have me sit in at her parties while she was at her other job, and I would help her get her target amount.
Oh.
And I was not getting any referrals or anything. So now my business is actually struggling because my family members are like, we done bought this and we done bought that. But these are great products. This bag is insulated. You can wipe it out with a towel.
Okay.
You put your bottle of water right here or whatever beverage you would like. I know a lot of people are now on the health kick. So
Yeah.
we put your bottle of water, your different fruits and everything. And if it's cold, it stay cold. And if it warm, it stays a little warm, but you have to always heat it up. And you personalize it. And then it has a little where you put if you put your spoons and different things on in there, and the monogram adorable, and you zip it up.
Okay.
And when I go to my thing is my bookings. I can get the bookings. It's just I had one young lady. She booked a party, and I don't know if anybody showed up. I don't know if she invited anyone. Hostess coaching. I did her hosting coaching. Gave her free gifts and everything, and no one showed up to her event.
So who is your target audience for these then? Who are you reaching out to?
I used to reach out to people that I knew and family because that's what she was trying me to do, to reach out to people in my immediate circle. Yeah. But when I started reaching out to people outside of my circle, that's when I was really getting sales and meeting people. And I have one person, she won't host, but she would shop. But I feel like every time I need to make a party, I go to her, and I don't want her to feel like she's always my last resort.
Yeah. And did you all ladies hear that when she was with her family, we're reaching out to her family and friends, she got less sales versus reaching out to newbies. And unfortunately, that's typically the deal. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of us go through and experience. Is heartbreaking at times to know that your family and your friends are not supporting you. Don't take it personal. They just don't understand. They don't understand your grind. They don't understand your mission, your focus. So I just wanted to kind of throw that in there because I think most of us have all been through that or going through that presently. Okay. So don't let that trip you up and get you off your game. But Jacqueline, so let's get back to this niche because this is where I think you need to really hone in on right now because it's okay. I like that you're doing the parties. The parties are phenomenal. But I definitely like the part that you're like, oh, well, people that's on this health kick, they want the water bottles. How can we capitalize on that a little bit more? Like, how can you niche it down to something something so particular of a certain group of people? Ladies, you would do so much more better if you find a very specific niche. You're not closing your doors to everybody. You're just getting more focus on who you want to talk to. When you get focused on that, when you speak to one person, you actually speak to more. If you try to speak to everybody, you speak to none. Okay? So Jacqueline, who is these people that you would love to serve? Like what? Like, don't even think about them buying the bag or not. Who is it that you don't mind the type of people that you would like to interact with every day?
I like to interact with every day. It's like the school teachers. Now, when I went to I actually went to the school and I talked to a lot of them, and we just don't do the lunch bag. We do a host of a lot of bags and home decor. A lot of the teachers really can't look through the books because they're busy at all times. Yeah. Even on their breaks away from the kids, they're in some type of training. Yeah. And a lot of people don't stay in the area. And I've actually been doing like this training. I've actually been doing trainings for online Facebook parties and different stuff. Like you were saying, we need to do a lot of different trainings and read a lot of different books. I've actually been reading and I was doing one even trying to change the way I present the business and the product. And a lot of times it's the way that we speak when we're bringing out our business. And I was like, okay, maybe it's the way I'm saying it, where my product can be can promote. You can use my product by being able to keep your vegetables fresh when you're at work or something like that. So I was trying to reach out to the teacher because I have one teacher. She said, baby, I have to have my vegetables in this bag, in this grocery bag. I have to have my water in this grocery bag.
Yeah.
And I have to have this in this bag. And I was like, okay. And I was thinking while she was talking, what bag is good for her?
Yes.
And this one, this one is not big enough for her because she has a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So, and those in a lot of sports, mom, they're out. Like, I'm a football mom, and we're always on the football field waiting on the kids to get out. And I got cases of water in my truck now, and it's hot. The kids can't drink it. So, I just be trying people that's on the go. That's my target. Those are literally.
So that's good. So women on the go, but how can we hone in on those teachers? How can you promote online and find them? Where are they at online? How can you find those women specifically where they can order your product?
Maybe I need to see, because I'm not a lot of their friends on Facebook, and I do have a business page on Facebook. I gave you my website. I should have gave you my business page on Facebook. I might need to try to find them and friend them on Facebook and just invite them to my business page and have an event just for them.
Yes, and what I recommend, Jacqueline, is that you find groups. You find where they are at. You can organically build your business, ladies. You do not have to pay Facebook ads and all these things. I gotten over 150 of you in the last less than 2 weeks organically. I didn't pay for not one ad to get over 150 people for this challenge, okay? So know that it is very possible. Don't believe all the shenanigans out there about having to pay for ads and all these things. Don't get me wrong now. I've done ads before in my past, and I could have gotten 1,000 people if I wanted to, but I didn't want to put the money out there at this time. I just didn't. So, but for you, Jacqueline, specifically, but I was just kind of throwing that out there for my queens there, little extra tips there, is that you have to go find your people. Find out where are they at. Find out where, school teachers are migrating at. I know there are some groups out there for teachers. I know that they are huddled up and posseed up, and you can start organically building those relationships, just like how I've been building relationships with all of you in this group in the last 2 weeks. You can do the same thing with these ladies, or you can even start your own group if you wanted to for teachers, and just giving them inspiration and teaching them on how they can start packaging up their foods or having bags and such. What do you think about that, Jacqueline?
I think that's a good idea. I will be using it. I will be doing that. I will be doing that. Actually, I be up all night, so I will be working on that tonight.
And you can do virtual meetings. Like, I know what you're saying. Like when you get together at those parties, I've done network marketing several times with different types of products and stuff. And yeah, you get them all together like the passion romance party or whatever. And, they all look at your bags, but you could do the same thing on a Zoom call,
Okay. And I am a member of Zoom, so I will be using it.
Get it, girl. So really, what we just did with her, we walked through and figured out, I asked her in a different way than this. It says, who are the 20% of the customers who represent 80% of your customers. But what I'm questioning you is, who are you naturally attracting? Alana, she even shared earlier about who she attracted, all these inboxes about certain people. Who are these people that just naturally migrate to you? It took me a long time to pick up on this one. This is valuable right here. If you find out who are you naturally attracting, then get even tighter on who you want to serve out of that. And I'll give you an example with myself. For years, I didn't realize that I was attracting women over 40, just over 40, even before I was, even near that age, right? I was just attracting women in that age group. And what I realized is that I first of all, I have an old soul. So there's just something about me that just attracts older people. But the thing is that when I started realizing that, man, over 40. Okay. So how can I niche it down further? So now I do truly serve women that's very close to 40 or between 40 and 55. It's like that thing that, just it's natural for me. I hone in really tight, and that clarity that I've created with that has blown up, because now I'm not trying to serve a millennial and also a someone over 40. I'm serving one class, a group of people. So my language is very consistent. So Jacqueline, that's why I was saying, pick up on who you want to serve. If this teachers speak they lingo, find out their trigger words, figure out the stuff that bothers them the most about, being, busy all day and not having room to eat. And how can you provide benefits for them to do that? Our customers are only concerned about what they get out of your product or service. They don't care about your background stuff and this and that. And what do you provide to them? How are you gonna help them be better and live better and feel better? Okay, so keep that in mind. It's always thinking about what is it in for the customer? What is their return on investment? They are really concerned about that. And if someone's going to invest in your services or in your product, they have to know that they are for sure about to get this big thing that they want that's going to make their lives so much easier. And most of the time, number one, the biggest thing, that the reason why people even buy anything is to save or earn money. Okay, so keep that in mind, save and earning money. So if you can tie back your product or service to one of those, you are about to attract a lot of people. Okay, then number two, it will be for health and wellness, something around health and wellness. Like, what is it that's making them feel better in their skin or feel better in their mindset? And then number three would be like something that builds better relationships, better connection, all these things that makes them feel like they're part of the world, and that makes them feel more loved as well. So if you can find something out of those three that ties it back to that somehow, some way, you'll be golden. Those are the top three, but there's actually 9 reasons on why people buy stuff, and we can get into that on another time here, but not for this setting today. So now next I want to talk to you about market trends, okay? It is very, very important. If you want to connect with your ideal client, you have to know what the heck is going on right now. Like, what is the biggest things? How can you tie your product or your service to current events, to how Facebook, is changing, or how they added, story to the, Facebook, and all these different little things, now they got more ads on YouTube and on Instagram, like knowing like, okay, these are the new benefits that's out there in the social media world. What is this thing, how I can tie my product or service back to that to make sure that I'm in, and going back to who is your competitor, how can you offer something more, how can you do better than your competitor without lowering your prices? I don't want you to always feel like you have to lower your prices to be competitive, because that's your mindset right there. If you think you got to always lower your price, that's a money thing. That's a money mindset issue that we're going to have to really, really dig deep on. And if you haven't gotten over it with the pre-work, then you're probably going to have to join my mastermind so we can really get in there, because we got to uncover all this stuff so that you can truly open up the floodgates to make the money that you really, 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 really deserve in your life. So always understanding those market trends. And if you go to social, it's called Social Media Examiners, check out that website. It's a really good website for you to stay abreast of the newest, latest technologies and things. Because if you're going to be an online marketer, you got to know the online market. You got to know these platforms. And you got to pick which platform is your people on. I know my people are on Facebook and IG. And, definitely on LinkedIn a little bit too, but not a lot. They're really on Facebook though, really on Facebook. So where are your people at? Are your people on Pinterest? Because if you're some type of product marketer, if you got jewelry and clothing and things, they're on Pinterest. They're all out there on Pinterest. They're pinning stuff. They're like, oh, I want to pin this and that. Get out there, put your logo out there, put some things, some story, some boards out there to attract them to the people that you really want. Okay, most of my coaches that's on the line or listening to the recording, a lot of your people are going to be on Facebook. Find them in groups, connect with them a little bit more closer so that you can understand them more in depth and such. And then I know there's some other financial services out here that's in this group. A lot of them are probably on LinkedIn. They're trying to connect with other organizations and corporations. So get out there and put some put some posts out there, put some messaging out there, even if it's just educating, educate. Always find a way to give your ideal education, regardless if you're selling a product or a service. It doesn't matter, even if you're not in the education business, because most people think because they're selling a bag or selling jewelry or selling clothing that they're not educating people, but you are. You have to find some way to educate them. So any questions for me so far? Because I know there's been a lot of information. Please raise your hand. Let me know if there are any questions. I want to make sure that I'm answering them. And oops, I'm sorry, I end up hitting the button here.
Erica, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, this is Melissa. I can't raise my hand. I don't know how to raise my hand.
That's all right. Hey, Melissa.
Hey, I have a question. I've noticed a trend kind of where people are saying things, not necessarily putting down other products, but kind of sending subliminal messages like, and I'll just say this about diet things because that's what I've seen it done a lot. Like,
yeah,
you know, I'm not counting points and I'm not counting calories and I'm not doing this. But if you want to do that, that's fine. But you can also do it this way with my product. You know, so it's like, if your marketing niche is putting down other products,
yeah,
I don't think that's a great way to go. So, I mean, how can you kind of talk, you know, boost your product or service
without slashing other people?
The meaning towards,
yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, Melissa. I'm sorry, did someone jump in?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, who is this?
This is Kirsten.
Hey, Kirsten.
Hi, I was just going off of what she just said. I just saw a post like this on Facebook earlier about this woman. She had a popcorn company, and a competitor opened in the same town as her. And she wanted to do a comparison. You know how like Dove might compare theirs to another company selling the same like soap or something as them. Anyway, she was asking, was it a good idea to do a comparison? See, I understand because that's old school marketing, which is not going anywhere. But my biggest thing when it comes to that is that when she asked the group, what I told her was, which many of us did, it's not really a good idea to slander another company just to get, you know, just to boost your, just to boost your sales. Because honestly, if your product speaks for itself, the customers are going to go there anyway. It doesn't really matter. Everyone has their preferences. So slander it. My thing with her was, I told her, why don't you introduce a new flavor or something and focus on what you're doing? Because if you're too busy worrying about what the competition's introducing and whose product is what, you kind of miss your market. And sometimes you might drive traffic that way, because another thing she pointed out was that they were $3 cheaper than she was. And what I told her was, they might not even know, her little customers may not even know the competition existed. So if you're comparing, they're going to go over there and look. And then if they're cheaper, they're going to try that. They're going to try the other brand as well. So it kind of could be a double-edged sword swinging with that situation.
Yes, definitely. And thank you so much, Kirsten, for sharing that, because it's so true. Both of you ladies, you and Melissa, because starting back, you know, specifically with Melissa, you know, the thing is that is not the way to market your business. I don't condone that at all. I don't even support that. To each his own. But I cannot find myself to constantly down my fellow coaches or my fellow business, strategists here to say, okay, well, that person's doing it wrong, and that one specifically is doing it wrong, and I'm better than them. It's just bad juju for me. And I'm big about, you know, spirituality and energy, and I just can't dig with that. So you got to find the way you stand in the ground. And I think where you was going at, Melissa, you was trying to figure out, well, how do you stand out if you can't like go at that angle, because you're seeing that it's becoming very popular, and I believe it is getting some people some sales. Yeah, it probably is. Because now they're being like, their wrist is being turned to buy, and now it's like they're making them feel condemned or feeling guilty or whatever the case may be, because they're like being told that they did something so wrong, but this is the right way now. And I want you to find your own, like Alana was saying, the authenticity of how can you share your story? How can you use your testimony or your transformation or the use of this product? If it's a product, how has this product helped you and your family? How has it helped your friends? How has it really changed your life per se? And go at that angle, because the right people will come to you because they will be attracted off that energy per se, versus the wrist turning and the stabbing in your face type of aggressive, assertive, and just downright, just to me, just very unethical way of promoting a sale. I get that everyone has their their belief systems, or thinking that, okay, well, that way wasn't way, because I don't believe that is important to look at the scale every day. I mean, I was a health coach for years, and Melissa, I worked, her and I, we know each other from the past. And so, the thing is that I never bashed anybody for it, but I never believed in counting too many calories or staring at staring at the scale every single day. But that doesn't mean that I down other coaches for it. It's just you stand in your own power. So if you see something that you are disagreeing with it, stand in your power, but you don't have to attack people with it, basically what I'm saying. You can still say, you know what? You don't have to come in my program counting calories. You don't have to come in my program being obsessed about your weight. I want to help you transform your life from the inside out. You're saying, you're standing in your ground. You're saying exactly what you want to say, but you're not putting nobody out there. I think that's the best way to do it. That's the best way. And you still just own your own truth. So hopefully that helped you ladies a little bit there with that direction of what, unfortunately, marketing is going to. Any other questions? I like those questions or those comments as well. That's good. Anything else?
Can you touch on starting? How can you make a Facebook group work for whatever you're selling?
How can you make a Facebook group?
How could you start one to benefit your brand or your business or whatever you're selling when it comes to marketing?
Okay, how can you use a Facebook group to promote your product or service?
Yes, without seeming spammy.
Oh, without seeming spammy. Got it. Great question. The easiest way, the first way, is building a relationship. Okay. So if you're going to be, especially if you're going to be hopping into other people's groups, like today, I had to, not to throw anybody out there, I won't throw her name out there, but I had to really put a comment beneath her post, because she was just asking about when can she put her book or something like that. And I basically was explaining to her, first, introduce yourself to the group. We don't even know you. You just got added like literally 20 minutes ago. I literally had just added her, and she was asking, can she put her, a promotion on the page. And so it's all about that, relationship. People buy when they feel good and when they know, like, and trust you. Know, like, and trust you. If you don't have those three, more than likely they're probably not going to buy from you, because it's a million people, billions of people other people they can buy from. So people buy from people they connect to. So that would be my first real understanding of, for you to sell in a Facebook group, is to connect. And then two, if you're going to start your own group, one of the biggest mechanisms is really having the right people there. Don't just start gathering people just because. Have a strategic process about why you're gathering these people in your group in the first place. Creating some type of lead magnet, some type of understanding of an option that they can have right now. Give them something a little bit free. Show them your expertise. Show them who you are in your action and your work, so that they can start knowing and liking and trusting you. Hopefully that answers your question. I'll take one more question, then I'm going to keep going on here with the presentation.
This is Melissa. I have another question.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of programs out there for you to get certifications and things like that. How can you find a reputable place to do those things?
Yeah.
Without getting
certification in? What are you seeking certification in?
I'm still deciding on between a couple things.
Okay.
So I haven't pinpointed it exactly yet, but I'm just wondering, like, how do you know how can you find like a reputable program?
Yeah. Okay. So that can, because it's vague, it's hard for me to answer it. But overall, what you can do is connect with those that's maybe in some type of line of work that you're thinking about. Interview them and ask some questions on how they went about education or their experience or their transformation. Those that you look up to, because sometimes if it's, you can get a couple of tidbits from them. They may have researched something, or they may have found a certification that was like they paid for it and was kind of crappy, and they can give you a heads up, like definitely get connected to some people that's like-minded, or at least in the direction of where you're trying to go, so that you can interview them and ask them questions, because that person probably have a slew of other connections that can get you a little closer to the direction that you're looking for as far as any additional education. And but education is very important, but I don't want people to feel like that's the only thing you got to do to get started. And what I mean by that is that you definitely check yourself and find and look at your own resume, your current resume, for whatever type of product, services that you're thinking about offering. Ladies, think about in terms of what type of experience have you had in the corporate setting, or in other organizations, or even just when you've done free coaching or free product launching, whatever that is. Definitely just understand yourself and your own skill set before you dive too deep into getting a lot of certifications, because what I have seen is a lot of my clients, prior to them working with me, they keep getting certifications after certifications after certifications after certifications, but they never step out and they never start making money. So it's like, I don't think that was your goal to do that, right? So I'm just saying that to my perfectionists out here in this group, that you feel like you got to have every duck in a row before you step out, before you go out there and coach. I definitely value education. I'm highly educated. I have a master's degree, slew of certifications and everything. But some of these things I didn't need. When I look back, I'm like, why did I get all of that? Why did I pay all that money for that? So just know that some things are not always necessary. So just connect with someone that's already in that line of work, so that you truly understand the direction that you're going into. And I'm sure that whoever you reach out to, you trust them enough and they'll give you the right information. So let's go on to here. Our next set of information is the 4 keys to strategic selling. Strategic selling is having a game plan, understanding exactly the flow. So this is really what I'm closing off with today, what the concepts. We really did talk about a few of these already, but I want to hone in a little harder on each one of these. Specialization. Specialization is all about understanding what is it that your product do for your customer or your client. We talked about that already. Be very clear about it. And be a specialist versus a generalist. And this is mainly out to my multipreneurs out there, my multi-passionatepreneurs. I am one as well, and I had to really learn my craft. And the only way I blew up is when I got a little bit more as a specialist versus a generalist. It is very easy for someone that feel like they are multi-passionate to do a whole lot of things. But unfortunately, if you really want to make consistent income in your business, and if you really want to hit 5-figure months, you have to be a specialist. You're not going to make that revenue consistently if you're bouncing from here to there to there. And I've been definitely guilty of that. And I really learned that this year, that I cannot do that anymore. So I have 3 brands to my business, but my focus will always now be marketing and business coaching. And if my women want help from a health and wellness standpoint, that'll be for my VIP clients. They'll get help because I want to make sure that their body and their image matches their brand, or their body and their energy matches their brand. So that will be part of the pieces on how I will help a woman from a health and wellness standpoint. But I really need to hone in and help my women, my queens like you, build their legacies and find their ways to get towards time and money freedom. So you have to figure out, how can you hone in a little tighter on what you are specializing in out there. And that's mainly to my coaches, my service providers out here, because it's very easy for us to get caught up, especially our life coaches, on multiple subjects and multiple things. And then we don't find ourselves honing in tightly on our specific niche. You can still be able to offer different things, but you got to have that one thing that bring in a big tribe of people, and then you can start offering the other layers to what you can help them out with. Differentiation. I want you to make sure you're setting yourself apart, making sure you're different than others, making sure that you are it could be your personality, it could be your branding, it could be your process that's different. People buy off feelings. You will make sales based on the emotions of your people. They'll be like, man, I love her. Something different about her. I love her energy. Oh my God, I love the way she just talks about this and ties in this. And I love the way that she's doing that. Like, that is what creates the differentiation. You want that in your business. I don't care if you're selling lipstick, purses, shoes, jewelry, or selling a package for coaching. You got to understand that you have to be different. You have to stand out. There is 7.5 billion people out there, and there's a lot of people online, and you can be saturated out there if you don't find out a way to make yourself stand out from the crowd of people, especially my network marketers, because that product selling is definitely just submerged, and it's just, you can get lost very quickly. People won't even look at it. You got to find out a way. How do I stand out? Who is that small niche of people I can gather? Like we were talking about with Jacqueline earlier. You know, think about if she just went only after the teachers, how specific that niche is. How specific. That means every time she speaks, she's speaking to a teacher. Every time she posts, it's to a teacher. You know, that is going to be a phenomenal thing for her. Is her business going to blow up if she really hone in on it and take it in on her mindset? So just know that it's really, really, really important to do that. Segmentation. So segmentation is actually all about what type of customers will you benefit from what you have, you know, and that's going back to that niching piece, that whole, like, this is my people. The teachers are mine. The teachers are mine, right? Alana, she was talking about the women that's in transition. They're hers. That's her people right there, specifically for her service. That's right there. That's that segment that these ladies have picked and chosen. And that is what you have to do. I know sometimes that may feel scary. That may feel like you're like canceling out everybody else, but you're not. You know, even though I say I serve women from 40 to 55, you know, last week somebody booked a VIP with me and she was like 28. You know, but she had a little older soul to her. She was attracted to me. She was attracted to my branding and just really what I do. And so she booked it. But so it doesn't mean that you won't get those clients at all, but you got to be speaking to one person to make sure that it's heard. Because if you're speaking to everybody, you won't be heard. If you go out there and say, who want a purse? Anybody want this purse? You want this purse? Anybody want this purse? No. But if you go out there and say, I'm looking for a woman that just loves to have unique vibes to her class. She wants to add these eccentric pieces to her wardrobe. She's this person that's always out and about doing her thing, speaking and doing speaking engagements. And she's this eccentric being that just always likes to have these bright, unique purses. Like, this is that person that just got to have everything different. She's different. She's unique from everybody else. Or Jacqueline going out there just for the teachers versus saying, I just want, who wants a lunch bag, you know? Like, do you want a lunch bag? You want a personalized lunch bag? But now it's like, do these teachers want a personalized lunch bag? Big difference, okay? So keep that in mind. And then lastly, concentrating on that niche and population. That's the same thing. So, you know, the difference between the segment, you know, piece here, the segmentation, I want you to think about in terms of the benefit. What is the class of benefits that they'll get? What is that specific benefit of the thing that you're separating that will only attract to your people? And then the concentration will be on the actual population of the people that you're going for in that. You know, mine will be like segmentation as another example is people that's truly trying to build a legacy. Everybody's not out there trying to build a legacy. Some people are out there trying to build an empire, just trying to just make ends meet. They're not even thinking about out there. I'm only attracting women that's thinking about out there, thinking about 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now, Them the type of women that I'm attracting, okay? So that's the segmentation there of a benefit. And then my certain women, the concentration of them are women typically between 40 and 55. A woman that is ready to truly get time and money freedom. So hopefully you get that as I was giving those examples to you. So let's talk about the homework here. And before I go to the homework, I really want to go back to the beginning because I did fail to explain something to you, and I want to truly explain this to you, okay? So this is back to the 5 pillars. I didn't give you the definitions of each one because I want you to understand that this is something that I've created. You won't even find this out there. This is mine. And this is trade in the process of getting trademarked right now, okay? So these are my 5 pillars that I've created based on all the knowledge and the years of being in marketing and sales, being a entrepreneur that has made 5 figures consistently in some months there, building my tribe, building the businesses, consistently bringing in the revenue, doing my thing, studying marketing, all these things here. This is a pillar that you won't Google search out there, okay? You can't find it. So number 1 is the connection. We talked about that. And the connection is really knowing yourself. Knowing yourself. It's the relationship with yourself. So that was number 1 today, getting to know you. Who do you want to serve? Why do you want to serve those people? And then who are those people you're serving? Your rhythm is your unique sales process. It's your personal flow. It's the unique being of how you go from attracting to selling. Everybody has their own unique flow. You can't do exactly how I do what I do right now. You can take a lot of tips, notes, and everything, but I have to help you uncover your own unique process because that is where the money is going to start really shining. And we'll talk about that a little bit more on tomorrow. Number 3 is your pace. It's the timing. It's the strategy of when do you go out there and sell? What is the timing of when you throw it out there, that offer? Because you can't just come in and throw an offer to people. If I would have grabbed you, pulled you in my group, as you all come to my group, a lot of you, I don't know from Adam, there's maybe about 5 of you that I've worked with before, okay, in this little group right here, okay, specifically, because the other people are health and wellness people that's not looking to build a legacy. So, you know, all the tribe that I built in the years, this is why this is so new, because I'm building a new tribe, a new direction here in my business. And if I would have brought you to this group and say, hey guys, here's my 4-month mastermind. You want to join it today? You want to join it today? Today? Tomorrow? No, today? You all would just been done, right? It's a timing of that, okay? And I want to teach you that, okay, on day 3. Number 4 is synchronization. So it's all about reading your client, your customer, handling the objection, really understanding when are they going to say no? Because that no should not be a surprise to you. The no is not a surprise. If it's a surprise, you didn't do your homework. If they say a reason why they can't pay you for something and it surprised you, you didn't do enough homework. I get there's some, you know, some outliers out there. There's some unique situations out there. But overall, you should know the objections from your personal client. Okay? So that means you did your homework, and I'm going to teach you how to do that on day number 4. And then day number 5 is all about the chemistry. It's about the red flags with your ideal client or customer. What are the words to use? What are the words not to use? You know, what are the things that they look for that this comes to your copy. This comes to when you post. Because if you don't know the chemistry, the build between you and your client, you won't make it in the online industry because it's so crowded out there. You got to speak their language, and you got to really hone into their heart and their soul. So they're like, oh my God, they're like, I got to buy your stuff now. Where's my purse? Where's my wallet? Where's my card at? Where's my card at? I got to get this product from her because this stuff that she got is for me right now. So I'm glad I explained it to you. I wanted you to really understand where I'm going with this. And then obviously the foundation is the mindset, okay? So let me just take you back forward here for a moment. Let's go to your homework. So every day you're going to have homework. It's going to be worth 2 points. And the only way you get it is when you post it in the group. You got to post it in the group, okay? And you have to tag or hashtag day 1 or, you know, the day. So today is day 1, ready to sell. For every point, okay, I'm going to make sure that you are being added to our scoreboard. We have a stat board that if you haven't seen yet, you probably weren't tagged on it yet. So get on that board. If you don't know about the stat board, then you ain't on it. So that's all I got to say. So make sure you get on it as of tonight. But this is your homework. I want you to post 5 to 10 attractive features of your product or services. Okay, we went through features today. Well, Anna, we talked about what was her things that stand out the most to her business or about her business or about her mission. Okay, what are those things that just, that's attractive to people, that's unique. Okay, or just even just a description of your actual business in one word. Basically, if you can describe it in one word, that would be a feature of it as well. That could be an easy way to do it. Why should someone buy your product or service at all? Why? Explain why should they buy it at all. And then why should they buy it from you? Why are you the person they need to buy it from? Because if you can't explain that, then you ain't going to sell. You can't sell. All right. And the points that you're going to be getting is actually towards a full scholarship opportunity. All right. So listen to this opportunity. It's going to be phenomenal. Honestly, it's valued at $24.97. It's a 4-month mastermind group that's coming up, that's starting on October 30th of this month. And it's for new or aspiring entrepreneurs that's seeking to make 5 figures or more consistently a month. What makes mine really unique is that I have the spirituality, the mindset, the confidence, and the business strategies all mixed into one. All right. So it's a mixture of multiple things in one for 4 months. That's why it's 4 months. And that's another reason why mine is unique, because a lot of these new business programs that I'm seeing, I don't feel like they're long enough to give new entrepreneurs that real good foundation to get out there. And I really seen an opportunity for a need. And I wanted to help you all make sure from start to finish that you are going to go from zero. If you're not making no money now, you're going to be making some money by the end of 4 months for sure. Okay. And if you're already making money, you're going to go up on higher income for sure, guaranteed in this 4-month program. So it's all about building your unique selling proposition, like what we walked through today, but doing it together one-on-one, each one of you constantly every month so that you can sell with ease. Learning how to find your clients organically, like I was talking about, not so that you got to be paying Facebook ads. We don't got time for that in some cases. For some of you, you're bootstrapping your business right now. You don't have all the funds in the world to hire everybody to do everything. So whatever money you got to invest in, you got to invest it wisely. Okay. So in some cases, you got to find a way, obviously, to invest in some type of coaching, some type of resources or tools to take you to the next level. It is so important for you to find a tribe to get connected to. And then in this 4-month program, you'll get all the logistics that you need. Every logistic, business applications, programs. It's going to be like a turnkey. Like, how when you go into new homes, you don't got to do it. You don't got to do all the work. You just turn the key and jump in there. That's what I'm going to make sure you have with that, so that you have that time and money freedom that I know you're looking for. And then you're going to learn how to pitch like a pro. Okay. You're going to learn how to close the sales, get past the objections, get past those things, obtain the self-care tools that you need so that your body and your energy is matching your brand, because you got to make sure it is. You can't be out there talking about one thing and you're looking and feeling like another. Okay. No bueno. And then you're going to get world-class support. I already have some awesome experts booked up that's going to come in monthly to give you support around specific mechanisms as you're growing through those 4 months. So just make sure of that, because I know what we're building, such a beautiful tribe amongst each other and a good sisterhood. And I just want to make sure that you all are supported. There's going to be a 2-part fold for some of these masterminds, depending on who does what. I will have one for one side of the fence for women that doesn't have no idea what they want to do for a business. They're kind of still lost on it, but they know they want it. I'm going to have you in a separate mastermind, 4-month mastermind. And then I'm going to have my other queens that kind of know what they want, but they want to build upon it. You're going to be in a separate group. So I'm going to separate you for those 4 months, have maybe 4 people in one, 4 in another. I'm only taking up to 10 women. Okay. Because I can't, my lifestyle can't take in more than that. So just know that. So, but there's a full scholarship opportunity for it. So make sure you do all the homework. Okay. Don't miss out on this. That's valued at $24.97. And I think it's a priceless value, because think about your time and money freedom and your legacy. That's priceless. I can't put a price tag to that for sure. So any questions, ladies? Any other questions before we end our call this evening?
I have one.
Yes.
I was cooking while we was doing some of this, but I was listening.
Yes.
And I want to go back and write a lot of the notes down. So will you post the recording on the page?
Yes, I'm posting the recording on day 1 and day 2 on the page, and then the rest of the week I'll combine it, and it will be as a product after that. So the first 2 days will be available on our page, and then after that I'll take all 5 days this weekend, and it will be one condensed product.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. So make sure you ladies do your homework. Make sure that you're still connecting with one another. Make sure you know that you got the scholarship opportunity, you're working for it. And just know, even if you don't win the scholarship opportunity, I'm still going to give everybody that's on that scoreboard a huge discount just for you participating. So think about it like this. It's not even going to be $24.97 for those that's participating. So you're still working and earning for something. You're going to get money off regardless, only for those that participate in this group. Everybody else, the program is going to be a certain amount when it goes out, because you all know about it first, and then I'll be launching it out probably this weekend. So just keep that in mind, that I'll be announcing the cart will be open on Wednesday, and the cart will be closing for the deals on Saturday. All right. So keep that in mind. Figure out what you need to start doing, thinking about it, because if you really want to take your business to the next level, you got to start making some decisions to up level. Investing in yourself is so important in your business. I've invested so much, and every time I invest, I go to the next level. And I want you ladies to go to the next level as well, because I really, really, really know that you can. You really can. All right. Any other questions? All right, ladies. So if you think of anything else, don't forget to put it out there on the page, and I will be seeing you all out there. Make sure you get your homework done, and I'll see you on social media.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can actually see you all again. Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Who else is still online? Let's see.
Tracy.